Good morning. Welcome back to Open Med School. I am Dr. Andrews, Professor of Medicine and Consultant Neurologist, Piketas Institute of Medical Sciences. Today's topic is blood pressure, know your numbers. So, we'll start with what is meant by blood pressure. As we know, heart is like a pump. The main duty of the heart is to pump blood. So when the heart is pumping blood and the blood is passing through various blood vessels to different parts of the body, the pressure exerted by the blood on the wall of the arteries is called blood pressure. Hope this point is clear to you. So here you can see in this picture, the heart is pumping. The pumping of the heart, blood is passing through different blood vessels, it reaches different organs. And the pressure exerted by the blood on the lateral wall or the wall of the blood vessel, especially the arteries, the pressure on the arteries is called the blood pressure. So blood pressure doesn't mean it's a disease. When the level is too much, then only we call it as a hypertension. So there is a difference between blood pressure and hypertension. Hypertension is a high, blood pressure is the hypertension. Hope this point is clear. Now we look into how will you examine or how will you identify. There are different methods are there. One is the aneroid type of, so you might have seen this is a aneroid BP apparatus, and otherwise called as sphygmomanometer. Here there is no mercury is there, and the plan is to phase out mercury apparatus. That is a global decision. And second is the digital apparatus. So this is the digital apparatus. So the advantage of this is there is no need of stethoscope. Anybody can examine. You can have self-monitoring at house also. So you might have seen this. And when you are writing the blood pressure, it is written as two numbers. One is called systolic and another is called a diastolic. So what is meant by the systolic number? As I already said, the heart is pumping blood, and the pressure at the time of systole. So there is a blood pressure, that is the BP at the time of systole is called systolic BP. And the time the heart is resting or dilating is called diastole. The pressure on the wall of the artery at the time of diastole or the heart is relaxing is called the diastolic BP. So BPs are mentioned as two values. One is systolic, other is diastolic. So what is the normal value? Normal value is 120/80. That means 120 is systolic and 80 is diastolic. This is normal BP. So next step, the BP is elevated. So elevated BP is systolic is between 120 to 129 and diastolic is less than 80. So systolic BP has increased, but the diastolic remain the normal. That is called a elevated BP. Next level is called a stage 1 hypertension. So what is stage 1 hypertension? The systolic BP 130 to 139. So systolic is less than 140 but more than the normal. That is the, and the diastolic BP between 80 to 89. So it is less than 90. So you can easily remember 130 80 is normal, 140 90 less than 140 90 but above normal, you call it as a stage 1 hypertension. Next is stage 2 hypertension. So what is stage 2? BP systolic more than 140, diastolic more than 90. So what is up to which level? So the systolic BP up to 180, that is 140 to 180 systolic, and diastolic 90 to 120 is called stage 2 hypertension. And one more stage is there that is very crucial, that is called hypertensive crisis. So crisis occurs when the systolic BP is more than 180 and diastolic more than 120. Hope this classification is clear. This is the reason to the 2017 modification of the blood pressure categories. Then BP categories in the new guidelines, I already mentioned, normally is 120 less than 80, 120 less than 80. The elevated is 120 to 129 systolic and diastolic less than 80. Stage 1 is 130 to 139 systolic and diastolic 80 to 89. Stage 2 is 140 systolic and diastolic more than 90 but less than 180 systolic and 120 diastolic. Hypertensive crisis is systolic more than 180 and diastolic more than 120. And now we look into what are the targets or goals for treatment hypertension. All the elevated BPs are not treated. So next session we'll be discussing about when you will start treatment, what are your targets? Targets are different for different people. For example, somebody has got a stroke or a history of heart disease is there, the treatment target is different. Hope this is useful to you. We'll meet with another subject in the next episode. Thank you.